Alrighty. So I'm gonna take a crack at VOD review just to give you a little bit of feedback. I kind of wanted to take a peek under the hood here at win percentage. Brigitte and Lifeweaver really good. Moira, not bad. Zen, not bad. These three down here. You clearly played a lot more support than anything else. Yep. You started at gold 1, you're down to silver 1, so that's a full rank decrease. What were you? Gold, silver, gold. So kind of where you are. Silver. You didn't play much season 2. Season 1 you played a lot. As Mercy. So the game we're looking at is Blizzard World. And I picked this one because you don't play Lifeweaver the entire time.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and say I've already watched this one once. I'm gonna address team comp first. So you got Tracer, Moira, Lifeweaver, Ball, and Hanzo. I'm not really gonna try to teach you how to play Lifeweaver because I don't really play him. He's not very good. At least I don't think he is. He's interesting, but he needs some buffs. So in this, I would stick with the Hanzo and try to enable the Ball and the Tracer when they dive. Ideally, and this is, so you're queuing with 2 plats, so you're going to be in a pretty much in a little bit higher of a lobby, not any higher than you can compete in. But theoretically, the Ball and the Tracer should be diving together. Other than that, yeah, stay with the Hanzo and then take things as they go. So you don't know what comp they're running yet. So just kind of be keeping an eye out.
Exciting times ahead. Everyone hydrated?
And when a game starts, that's kind of one of the first things I try to do, is get a read on what the other team is doing. That way I can come up with a plan for how I'm going to go about things.
Something for the stick.
Just kind of sticking around and poking. I will say,
Ultimate is charging.
I don't really like that you're on low ground right now, and that's something that I noticed as the game progressed is you don't really default to high ground. You stay to low ground mostly. So when you see that there's a Ryan and there's really no flanker, there's not a Genji. When you notice this team comp, there's not really anybody who's going to be very good at challenging high ground. The Junk could kind of be crazy. The Kiriko could maybe, but there's not really like a Genji or a Sombra or a Tracer. There's nobody who's going to pick on somebody who's alone. So I would probably try to get towards high ground, especially to avoid this run. You don't really have a front line. There's nobody really to keep that run away from you. Ryan doesn't have a good way to get on the high ground, so that's a good way to kind of keep yourself safe. So another thing, and I was better about addressing this the first time, but I noticed that you mostly heal bot in the first little bit here, which doesn't really bring you that much value. He doesn't have to switch weapons to fire anymore. It's not like a Mercy where you're gonna get more value out of damage boosting somebody. So just huck in some of those shots. It doesn't even really matter that you're doing all that much. It just gets you ult charge. And right now you are lagging a little bit behind in ult charge, not compared to this Hanzo, who's apparently having a little bit of trouble, probably just shooting shields. And that's the pin there, as funny as it is for me to watch. That's kind of a good example of, I would default to high ground if you get the chance.
I walked into that one.
Yeah, you did. And here you go playing Peglin. We're thinking about it. Still playing Peglin. And switching to Ana. Not a bad call, to be honest with you. That's probably a lost fight. So I would try to stay safe and not get picked before the fight resets. I'm gonna be honest with you, I already forgot most of what happened here.
I'm on my way.
So right there, you are shooting at the Reinhardt and not the Mercy. I would shoot at that Mercy more than anything. Anybody can shoot a Reinhardt. Pop a couple shots in that Mercy.
I'm on my way.
And then the other thing here, this isn't the one. It's next fight. So you're hucking those sleep darts in. You're hooking them in pretty much off cooldown on the Reinhardt, which is a lot of fun, and you're a Reinhardt player, so you know how annoying it is just to get constantly slept and everything. But keep in mind what else you have to use that cooldown on. It's a very important cooldown. It's a long cooldown. So I would be thinking how you can use it at this point in the fight. So I don't know what happened there. I don't really think I need to say too much about it. But the sleep dart. So you have one responsibility when there's an Ashe and you're playing Ana. When she bobs, sleep the bob. So you want to make sure that when that bob comes up, you have the sleep dart. Because there's really nobody else who can do anything about it. You don't have a shield, anything like that. So you're in a scary position here. When you turn that corner and see an Ashe, a Reinhardt, and all that stuff, I would be somewhere safer. It's kind of one of those things where it's contested, so I get why you're getting in there and trying to contest. But staying alive is more important.
We're outnumbered. Be careful. You're powered up. Get in.
Nano the ball to keep him alive. I get that. So this is the one that specifically I saw the first time I watched this. We'll let this sequence play out. So
The payload.
you come in, nano the ball, hook a sleep dart at the run. Who dies? He was gonna die anyway. Now you don't have a sleep dart for Bob, who kills the ball. You don't have a sleep dart to stop the res. That's a situation where hooking in sleep darts caused a problem. Because if you sleep that ball, or you sleep the bob, you may be able to keep that ball up. If you sleep the res, you keep the Reinhardt from coming back in. Not bad. It's hard to get Genjis, I get that. This is a situation where you gotta pump that brig full of heals. What you shouldn't have to... I didn't realize that the first time around. And I hate the sound that makes when I rewind. You shooting a ghost up there.
You're powered up. Get in. in there.
So Nano on the ball again. Does he get a kill with it? Were you may not have been trying to nano the ball there. You may have been trying to nano the Genji. So this is another one. That's a good sleep. That's a good sleep on the Reinhardt. And a good anti-nade. He dies because of you. That's a good play. So while your team is down here, you see that Reaper coming in. Pump the brig full of heals. So now that you're starting to... This fight is kind of turning. I would get out of there. There's nobody who's going to come and save you. You've saved yourself, now run. Turn and run. Good stuff. This is another one. So you hear that soldier pop ult. You get a couple of shots on him, but there's a Mercy. You play Mercy, you know. When the soldier pops the ult, you fly to the soldier and you damage boost him. So as soon as you hear that ult happen, you get those granny legs moving and you hide. Because, I mean, that's where your body is. That's where a door is. You stand right here, he ain't gonna kill you. Respect the aimbot and get out of there. Chillin', chillin'. Why do you go back left? Dead. So now you're in overtime. The team's still fighting and getting kills, but you're down. And it could have been easily prevented. Don't push too far up. When the ball hits the ground, put a few heals in him just to help him get away. So this is another instance. Let's go back and see. Let's see when you use your sleep. Sleep tossed into shield. Probably because you were reloading and you got bored. You don't have the sleep to put that Reaper down when he's ulting. And that's another one. There are things that you will be expected to sleep in higher ranks. It's not like I'm GM or anything, but I expect the Ana to sleep a Reaper. I expect the Ana to sleep a Bob. Yes, there are situations where it doesn't happen, but the further you go up, the more you're expected to do with that sleep. Like, even higher than me, a lot of times you get sleeps on Genjis that are ulting and stuff like that. I expect an Ana to sleep a ball. I expect an Ana to sleep a Doomfist who is blocking. That's the sort of stuff you're going to use that for. You're really just, you're chucking in that sleep dart for fun, to troll that run. I don't mind that nano. You're fighting to control this point. I don't even mind that you're taking pot shots there. But, so, let's pause this again. You're shooting that run. When you are taking shots, you're shooting that run. Look at that Kiriko. That's a one-shot kill on the Kiriko. That's another one where you can get that soldier. He gets finished off, but nevertheless. And look at that. That Ryan's getting just pumped full of heals. He ends up winning the fight, but it's the same thing with DPS. It's the same thing with support and with tanks. if you have the chance to shoot somebody who's squishy, shoot them. The tank is not something I would really worry about. You could confirm a kill on a Kiriko right there, and that's huge. All right, this is funny.
Ready for battle.
All right, everybody's picked. We're moving into position. Oh, we're on attack. Oh, I forgot a skin check.
I'm hoping for an easy mission. Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
So this time, if I remember correctly, you make a hero change.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Game starts at 9:53.
Defend objective A.
You pick a character at 10 minutes. 7 seconds you were playing Pegman. And King Yo is antied.
I'll find my own path.
So this is another thing, and I want to address it before we even get into the fight. Knowing rotations is not... You don't want to be a hard, stuck person on these rotations, but it is something you should know. With Kiriko, you can throw 2 kunai in the time it takes to reload your healing Afuda. So you want to heal, chuck, heal, chuck, heal, chuck. That should just be the default. There are times when you're going to need to just straight heal bot. There's times when you're going to want to just go for damage. But that should be it's the most efficient way to use her.
Be careful, Shimada.
Junk's in that. So this is a little bit extra. But you notice, you're looking at the Genji when he hits that trap.
Be careful, Shimada.
Luckily, the Junkrat is down. But typically what a Junkrat does is when they see somebody land in their trap, they just hook grenades over there, and they're dead. So that would be a time when I would keep an eye on the Genji. And should something bad start to happen, you chuck that Suzu at him. Heal, chuck, heal, chuck, heal, chuck. This is fun. The fight's won. This is crazy. This is madness. I don't know how you get away with this. How? Hold on. Ball comes in. He just stopped looking at you. He just stopped looking at you. He did. He got so distracted with the ball. Let's get this guy out of my face. He's being annoying.
Careful, we're outnumbered.
Nada. Okay. So you got lucky to get out of there. But this is another thing, and I talked about this a lot the first time. I would not use Swift Step to get yourself or get somebody else out of trouble. I would use Swift Step to get yourself out of a bad situation. Walk yourself into a bad situation and then Swift Step out. And I say a bad situation. Walk into aggressive positions and Swift Step out. Especially with the Brigitte, you have somebody who can be an anchor for you to get yourself out of a bad situation. The Brig is probably not going to be in some sort of a crazy flanking position, so that's what I would do. There's times when you want to Swift Step in and be a superhero, and I get it, but you got to be careful.
Like a gentle rain.
So why you are on low ground, I will never know. Let's see what Chop sees. He's just chilling. He didn't even care about that ball up there. There's squishies to kill. That's just bullying. He was just bullying you. So you die over here in this corner. And what? As soon as I see that Ryan turn the corner, I would have climbed up here. There's not really any reason not to. Now King Yo is in the back doing the Lord's work. But yeah, you ain't gonna win that fight. And it looked like you were looking for a swift step to get out of there. That's one where you got to kind of recognize you don't have a tank and your second DPS. Well, I died in the back line. But yeah, you didn't have a swift step target. Your Brigitta's in the back line. There's not really a good swift step for you to get yourself out of trouble there. So don't die on the low ground.
Rain.
Even if you manage to swift step to that Genji, that only saves you for a little bit.
The spring flows anew.
How is King still alive? That's about time. You dive in with that swift step into that ball. You're crazy. You're a crazy person. I think you swift step to try to heal the ball. It ended up working out because you needed to reset anyway. There you go. That's a good play. This is not as good. I like how you used the wall climbing to get away from Ron. You play Ron. You should know how annoying it is when a target gets away so easily. If there was ever a time to swift step in and use the Suzu, that would be it. I still am glad you didn't do it. But that's one of those, if you don't swift step in and Suzu, that's the fight over. So you may as well send it. But any other situation, you got to be careful with that. You're scaring me.
I'm here.
You got lucky on that respawn timer.
Under my protection.
Ready to activate the EMP.
Cure for all the day.
Good, Suzu. All right. 2 ults are used. 3 ults are used. I'm glad you didn't use yours. You got 2 support ults.
Walk across the stars with your very own carrier stroller. Limited quantity.
So I like what you do here, and it's not just because I'm the one you're following, but a lot of people play Kiriko as an off-angler, and especially when you're playing with a dive tank and a Sombra, there's nobody really for you to anchor to. So I like the way you do this. You push in, you off-angle, try to get a pick early, the McCree goes down, the Cassidy goes down, and then you swift step yourself out of there. You walked yourself into an aggressive position and swift stepped out. That's good. I like that. So this is another one. The soldier ults. Move. Hide.
Towards our desired outcome.
You gotta respect the aimbot, my man. You get out of there, you're out. You're safe.
Pulse munitions delivered to target.
I want to drive home a point. You were safe. You're safe. He can't see you. He would have killed you without tag visor.
Delivered to target. Stay behind me, friend.
And the two people that you were trying to save are both alive and at full health. You could have just hidden in the corner until it goes away. Why are you doing that? Why you do this? Instead, you're at spawn with ult. Oh, we're still in slow-mo.
I learned from
I don't
that.
need to shame you anymore. Looking for that swift step. Alright, you got both DPS down. It's probably a good time to back away. There's really no reason for you to not poke, so I approve. Can't heal through walls. If you get a chance to throw a few at the ball, go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to, but when I play ball, and we'll check and see. He doesn't die, so let's see him what this ball is doing. When I play ball, I don't expect heals. I play it to where I don't need heals. He's in here doing crazy stuff. He gets out. This guy's a savage. What is this guy doing? So he has a general idea what he's doing. Alright. We missed a bunch of your stuff. So yeah, don't worry about that ball. Don't worry about him. He's doing his own thing. The ball is either going to get value or not. It's not going to be dependent on whether or not you heal him.
Let the Kitsune guide you. What's up?
I get it. You went for an aggressive ult. I don't blame you for that.
Let's get back to it.
I'm the same way. I like to use the foxtrot from aggressive positions.
60 seconds.
So I get it. I'm not gonna criticize either.
Surrender to my will.
I see you.
We're back on Ana. That's a big ante. That's good stuff. You got Dragon Strike. You can push up. Don't worry about him. He'll be fine.
30 seconds remaining.
Don't waste a cooldown on a ball. You know, I criticize those sleeps. And truth be told, there's another sleep there, but I criticize those sleeps all game long, and then you go and hit one on an ulting round. Just when I think you can't do anything stupider, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself.
Overtime not finished.
I think this is it. All right. So I think the big takeaways from this is I don't think you got to get the aim up a little bit to be a higher level Ana. Your positioning, take into account what is happening with the team comp. Recognize that there's nobody who can really pressure you all that much. You're not going to get super picked off for being alone somewhere. So when you are playing that Ana or you're playing the Kiriko, use your high ground. Don't be down on the low ground so the Ryan can just bash you in the head. Take note of what the other comp is and abuse the high ground in that situation. In cooldown usage, recognize, again, the team comp that you're playing against. and use those sleeps to sleep Mercies who are rezzing and Bobs and stuff like that. Don't just hook them at a Reinhardt to troll them. And that's kind of everything I want to talk about, at least that I took away from this. And get a monitor, and that's about it.